child has one kind of problems. A teenager has another kind of problem. An adult person has another kind of problem. A person in his 40s has another kind of problem. A person in 60s, in 70s, they have another kind of problem. If you are an adult man or woman, and if you have the problems which a teenager has, then you have not grown up. Your problems must change with time. That is a sign of growth. If your problems are still the same, then you are not growing. If you are in your 20s and your problem is what a teenager has, then you are not in your 20s. You are a teenager in your mind. If you are in your 40s and your problems are the same which you had in your 20s, then you are not in your 40s. You are still in your 20s mentally. Your problems must change with time. If your problems are not changing with time, then you are not changing with time. If your problems are not changing with time, then you have become stagnant in your life. Then somewhere, something you're doing wrong. The perspective you have of life is not relevant, not correct. With time, your problems must change. Your problems should be according to the phase of life you are in. In your 30s, you cannot have the same problem which you had in your 20s. When we are small children, the problem is physical. We are weak physically. We have physical issues. Somebody has to take care of us. Somebody has to protect us. Nourishment. When we are teenager and in school or college, our problem is more of academics or intellectual. When we are in late 20s, the problem is emotional. The relationships, the marriage. When we are in late 30s, our problem is social. And to some amount, family problem. When we are in 50s, the problem is something else. Existential crisis. When we are in 70s, the problem is something very different. Fundamental questions about life. Existential problem. That's how it should go. If you cannot drop your problems, then at least update them. At least tell your problems to become mature. If your problems are not maturing, then you are not maturing. I see people in their 30s, they still have the same problem what they had in their 20s. And even people who are in the 50s, they too have the same problem what they had in 30s. This is not the sign of growth. It means you did not grow up. You may be 50 years old or 55 or nearing 60. But something went wrong. Somewhere something did not work. In your 50s, you should have problem which should be relevant to 50s. In your 50s, you still have the hormonal problem. You still have the same problem which a young man has. Then you're not in your 50s. You're somewhere stuck in 20s. Deep in your mind, you want to return to 20s. With age, with time, our problems must change. That is the sign how much you have matured. In your 20s, you can have relationship issues. Even in 30s, you can have the relationship headache, the relationship issue. In your 40s, you should not have this problem. You can produce any logic for it. No, you don't know my situation. What happened to me, only I know. Who can understand my situation? You can produce any logic. But somewhere, something went wrong. I'm not telling your problems are not real. All I'm saying is, something went wrong. Somewhere you missed understanding life. I'm not saying in your 40s you cannot have a hormonal problem which you have in your 20s. You may have, and they may be really actual problem. You may not be lying, you may be honest, but what I'm saying is that the very fact that you have the same problem in your 40s what you had in your 20s means you did not grow up. You did not sort out things. You took life for granted. You remain ignorant. Life is about evolution. Everything is evolving. And so should we. Our problems must evolve. In your 50s, you should not have a relationship problem. In your 50s, you should be concerned about social problem, how to give back to society by solving the problem of society. There are thousands of problems in the society: health problem, education problem, nourishment problem, and 100 more. In your 50s, this should be the concern. Your concern should not be, oh, somebody said me something and I'm feeling bad. Oh, somebody blocked me on WhatsApp. I will teach him a lesson. Somebody did not invite me to the party, to the marriage. Now, there's no need to keep a bond with that person. This is the problem people have even in the 50s, even in the 60s. What is this? It's okay if you have these issues in your 30s. But in 50s, when 2/3 of life is over, you still are concerned about these things. Now is the time to give back to the world, to the society, to the nation. Now is the time to be selfless. Now is the time to keep yourself aside and think about a larger topic, a larger subject, purpose, a larger cause. Not about your own personal respect and personal honor. No. Now is the time to contribute to the world which gave you everything. Now is the time to give it back. And when you reach in your 70s, that is the time you should think about your own existence. That's the time you should think about your liberation. That is the time you should be worried about existential queries about yourself. Who am I? What is life? Where was I before the birth? Where shall I be after I die? What is the purpose of all this? This should be your problem. These questions you must have when you are in the last chapter of your life. Even in your 70s, you have problems. Oh, my grandson did not touch my feet. Oh, people are not respecting me. Come on, you're hardly... you are in the last chapter of your life. You shouldn't be concerned about who is respecting me and who is not, and what is this, what is that. You should be concerned about life itself. You should be concerned about finding truth. You should be concerned about knowing who you are. You should be concerned about how to liberate yourself from the cycle of space and time, from the cycle of birth and death. Your concern should be about how to come out from this endless cycle of names and forms. Your concern should be existential, not social, not physical, not emotional, not intellectual, but spiritual. The kind of problem you have says a lot about you. A lot about you. Take pen and paper and write down what kinds of problem you have. What are your problems? Don't worry about solving them immediately. No, write them down, make a list and see. Do those problems belong to the phase of life you are in? Most of your problems are not relevant to the phase of life you are in. People in late 20s have the same problem which a teenager has. It's unfortunate, but that's the reality. Even people in 30s have the same problem which a teenager has. They're still thinking about the physical issues. They're still not able to take care of their hormonal urges. They're still out of control. This is okay if It's happening in your teenager time or in your beginning of 20s, but you're 35 and you still have the same problem. Come on, you have to look at yourself. You never look at yourself because you see around you millions of people of same kind and you think it is normal. You get validated by default. Crowd validates you. But please understand, it is not normal. Look at the great human beings who have walked the face of earth. Isaac Newton had discovered gravity when he was 23. His problem was existential. And today, a person of 23 years old does not have existential question. His questions are, oh, I'm lonely, what to do? Nobody likes me. Nobody follows my channel. I do not have a girlfriend or boyfriend. This is the problem they have. These are the queries, concerns, questions. But there have been phenomenal human beings in the world who in their 20s had the problem what belongs to 70s. And they are the people who changed the world. They changed the world. Shankaracharya, a great saint from India, by the time he was 30, he had given commentaries on Upanishads. His problem was not a hormonal problem. His problem was not who likes me and who doesn't. His problem was not the normal problem which a person in late 20s has. His problem belonged to late 50s, late 60s. Your problem must belong to the next phase of your life. And then you are a brilliant human being. If you are 30 years old, your problem must belong to 50s. If you are in your 40s, your problem must belong to 70s. Then you have understood life. Then you have grown up. Then you have sorted. Whatever you have done something correct. It shouldn't happen that you are in your 30s and your problem is still what a teenager has. You are in your 40s and your problem is still regarding 30s. Your problem should not be from the previous phase of your life. Your problem should belong to the next phase where you're yet to enter. That's when you have grown up. And that's the reason most of the time you don't find any solution of your problem, because your problem are irrelevant to the phase you are in. The only solution to those problems are you grow up, you mature, you evolve. The problems which belong to the previous phase of your life, they have no solution. The only solution is you grow up. The problems which belong to the future phase of your life, they have solution. You can solve them. You cannot solve those problems which belong to the previous phase where you are not right now. Look at yourself and see what kinds of problem you have. The kind of problem you have is the kind of person you are. Ramanujan had existential queries when he was very young. His problem was not girlfriend and boyfriend and marriage and society and respect and awards and this and that. His problem was very existential. He was wondering about the existence. He gave theories after theories. Your problems must change with time. Only then you are changing with time. If your problems are not changing with time, it means you are not changing with time. This is a very quick way or a very easy way to see are you changing with time or not. This is a very clear-cut way. Otherwise, it's difficult to measure have I really changed? How was I 5 years ago and how am I today? Have I really changed? Fundamentally changed? It's difficult to figure out. And this is an easy way. Just see. 5 years before, what were the questions I had in my mind? What were the problems I was struggling with? And today, what are the queries I have in my mind? Today, what are the problems I carry in my mind? Just see, are they all same? It means you are still the same person. You haven't changed. You're still the same. And you won't like to digest the fact that you're still same. Your mind will produce logic to convince you that no, I have learned so much. I'm not the same. I have grown up. I've become mature. Your ego will produce logic to help you like yourself. Your ego won't like it. But be honest. Honestly see, have your problems changed or they are same? Be honest. I'm not telling you to be honest with people, with your friends, with the world. I am telling you to be honest with yourself. In the closed room, there is just you, and be honest with yourself. If your ego doesn't like, it's okay. Tolerate it. If you feel bad and super bad, it's okay. It's alright. Nobody's watching you. Nobody's judging you. It's fine. But be honest and see. Have your problems changed? And if you find that they haven't, then immediately accept that you haven't changed. Don't listen to the logic of mind. Don't listen to the logic of ego trying to convince you that no, you have really changed, boy. You have learned so much. No. If you have really changed, then your problems will change. If you haven't, then your problems will remain same. This is the check. A simple check.